This chapter will provide information about the new licensing structure of OpenScape Business, which has changed in comparison to the licensing structures of Hyper 3000 and OpenScape Office. Some license positions have been removed and others have been added. Overall, the statement can be made that OpenScape Business is moving to a subscriber-based licensing model. So let's have a look at it. Let's start by looking at some positions which have been removed, which is helping to reduce complexity. With OpenScape Business, only one base license which can be applied to all models is required. This base license does not contain any subscriber licenses like it is the case with OpenScape Office. The DEC base station BS4 does not need to be licensed anymore, meaning that all 12B channels are now always enabled. The HG1500 card is no longer required, and therefore the complex HG1500B channel licensing does not have to be carried out anymore either. The OpenScape Contact Center base license has been abolished as well, resulting in a simplified contact center licensing process and a cost reduction. On this slide, the licensing positions required to license an OpenScape Business Phase 1 system are shown. Each system needs a base license, and there is only one base license available for all system models, the X3, X5, X8 and later the OpenScape Business S. The base license does not contain any subscriber licenses. Next, we look at the OpenScape Business trunk licensing. Trunk licenses are required for the licensing of ISDN primary rate services and SIP carriers. Each speech channel requires one trunk license. So for example, if 10 ISDN S2MB channels and 5 SIP carrier channels are required, a total of 15 OpenScape Business trunk licenses are required. ISDN basic rate services and analog trunks are not licensed. IP users are licensed as they were before. The new name for this license is IP user license, and each IP device or client connected to the system does require one license. The TDM user license is new and is required for all TDM users, be it a digital station, an analog device, a DECT phone or even a device connected to an ISDN S0 bus. This does also apply to the extension interfaces which are residing on the UC mainboard. The licenses for those ports are not included in the OpenScape Business base license. To offset the price effect those licenses have on the price of the overall solution, new analog and digital extension modules with a reduced price have been released for OpenScape Business. Those modules will not work with Hyper 3000. Mobility User License. Mobility user licenses are required for the GSM phone integration of mobile users to support features such as one number service, twinning or callback. The equivalent license in the Hyper 3000 is the Mobility Entry License. Each mobile user wanting GSM phone integration requires a Mobility User License. To support additional access to the user's UC solution, a MyPortal Smart, or with UC Suite, a MyPortal for Desktop or Outlook license is also required. Desk Sharing User. The Desk Sharing User license is a new license in OpenScape Business. The feature is also known under the term hot desking and allows a user to temporarily assign his access rights and key programming to a telephone. The feature is quite often used by companies with a large mobile workforce who visit the office occasionally and then want a working system telephone in the office. After the user has finished working in the office, he or she logs out of the phone via entering a code and then makes it available for the next mobile user. Please note that desk sharing is only supported for IP devices with the HFA protocol. The desk sharing license does also include the IP user license. Voicemail User License. Voicemail is licensed on a user-based level, meaning that each user who wants to receive and listen to voicemail messages requires a voicemail user license. Voicemail licenses are not floating but permanently assigned to their users. The integrated smart voicemail supports up to 320 mailboxes with 32 hours recording time and 6 ports. The smart voicemail can also be used to play announcements to incoming callers, like announcement before answer, This functionality does not require a license. MyPortal Smart. To use the UC solution, which has been integrated into the OpenScape Business mainboard, a MyPortal Smart license is required per user. MyPortal Smart will provide features like status-based announcements, favorite list, ad hoc conferences, and the many other features which were discussed in the previous section. Please note that the voicemail functionality is not an integral part of MyPortal Smart. To use voicemail with a MyPortal Smart client, a voicemail user license must also be assigned to that user. Up to 50 MyPortal Smart clients can be licensed with OpenScape Business. With the release of OpenScape Business in September, a second UC option, the UC Suite, will become available. It is not possible to mix and match the two UC options, UC Smart and UC Suite. Customers do therefore have to decide which UC option to use. To support customers wanting to migrate from UC Smart to UC Suite because they want to use additional features like Outlook integration, for example, or customers who have outgrown UC Smart and need to support more than 50 UC users, upgrade positions will be provided. Now let us have a look at how the licensing changes with the introduction of UC Suite. The good news is that the licensing of the voice components has not changed. Even the voicemail license, which allows the use of the smart voicemail, can be retained to use the UC Suite voicemail. However, it should be noted that UC Suite requires additional hardware, either the booster card or the booster server. This extra hardware allows to increase the capacity of the UC Suite voicemail to 500 mailboxes, 160 hours of recording time, and 30 ports. As with OpenScape Office, there are two UC clients available which need to be licensed. The desktop client, MyPortal for Desktop, and the client for Outlook integration, MyPortal for Outlook. Both clients provide access to the complete range of the OpenScape Office UC features, including status-based announcements, favorite list, desktop dialing, call journal, and many more. Just their user interface is different. Also, and this is different to previous licensing, the MyPortal for Desktop is not a prerequisite for MyPortal for Outlook, which will reduce the price of the Outlook integration. Again, keep in mind that UC Suite does require the extra hardware booster card or booster server, and depending on which hardware option is used, up to 500 UC clients are supported. There are two additional UC features which do require a license. They are fax to the desktop. In the past, this functionality was part of the UC client. With OpenScape Business, fax to the desktop requires a separate license. UC conferencing. With OpenScape Office, the drag and drop conference was not licensed. With OpenScape Business, the conference master, the person who is setting up the conference, needs to have a conference user license. Also, it is important to note that this license is not floating, which means that it has to be assigned to a user. If several users are managing conferences, then each of them requires a UC conferencing license. Users who just participate in a conference call do not require a conference license. Additional to the OpenScape Business user licenses are licenses for additional functions. Most of them have already been available with Hyper 3000 and OpenScape Office and are therefore not new. The UC Suite Contact Center. The most notable change of the licensing of the Contact Center is the omission of the Contact Center base license. This license is no longer required, which means only the MyAgent licenses are required for the Contact Center with voice routing functionality. However, it should be noted that the MyAgent licenses are not floating in OpenScape Business, which means that each configured agent requires a MyAgent license, regardless whether he is active or not. The other three optional licenses for fax routing, email routing, and the Contact Center reporting license are system-wide licenses and need to be assigned only once per system. System level. Web collaboration. The Web Collaboration license is a new license and needs to be applied once per OpenScape business node for the integration of the conference facility into the OpenScape Web Collaboration solution. Please note that Web Collaboration needs to be licensed separately. Open Directory Connector. The Open Directory Connector is required for the connectivity of the OpenScape business to SQL databases, so that the UC clients can access database entries through their LDAP interface. One Open Directory Connector is required for each connected database. UC and voice networking. Networking of OpenScape business systems requires a networking license per node. The communication channel between network systems do not have to be licensed. UC networking will be possible with the release of OpenScape Business Phase 2. Expressions Compact Mobility, Announcement and Conferencing licenses are required for the licensing of the Expressions Compact specific features. Prerequisite for those features is the availability of an Expressions Compact in the OpenScape business system. The Expressions Compact voicemail is also supported and does not require licensing, can however not be integrated into the UC Smart or UC Suite functionality. OpenStage Gate View. With OpenScape Business, the cameras for the video surveillance solution OpenStage Gate View are licensed. Each camera does require one license. Please note that the UC Booster Card, Booster Server or Business S are prerequisite for OpenStage Gate View. With UC Booster Card, up to 2 cameras can be connected. With UC Booster Server and OpenScape Business S, up to 8 cameras can be connected. Company Auto Attendant. This license is required if the UC Smart or UC Suite voicemail system is used as a company attendant. The Company Auto Attendant license is a system-based license and allows the setup of multiple company auto attendants. User level. My Attendant. The My Attendant license is required for the attendant software of the UC solution. Each attendant requires one license, which is permanently assigned to the user. OpenScape Business Attendant and OpenScape Business BLF. Those licenses are required for each OpenScape Business Attendant and or BLF connected to the system. Application Launcher. The Application Launcher license is required per client connected to a CRM system or database. TAPI 120 and 170 licenses. The new combined OpenScape Business TAPI 120 and 170 license is a new license, which is required for each CTI connection or monitoring point. TAPI 120 and 170 require the presence of a booster card, server or Business S. Upgrades. Besides the licensing positions for individual clients or functionalities, there are also upgrade positions available which allow customers to migrate from Hyper 3000 to OpenScape Business or to change the functionality within OpenScape Business. Upgrade from Hyper 3000 version 9. This license is required to upgrade the Hyper 3000 version 9 license file to an OpenScape Business license file. During the migration process, new licenses like the OpenScape Business Base license are created and older licenses like the HE1500B channel licenses are omitted from the license file. Please note that the new OpenScape Business processor is also required for a system upgrade. Upgrades from Hyper 3000 version 5 to version 8. Those upgrade licenses are required to upgrade older Hyper 3000 systems first to Hyper 3000 version 9 and then to OpenScape Business. Otherwise, the same rules as for the upgrade from Hyper 3000 version 9 apply. Upgrade from MyPortal Smart to MyPortal Desktop is required for users changing from Smart UC to UC Suite. One upgrade license is required per user. These are all the licensing positions required for OpenScape Business Phase 1 and Phase 2. Compared to Hyper 3000, and in particular to OpenScape Office, the number of licensing positions has increased. However, This new licensing concept is far more granular than the old one and provides much greater flexibility for the tailoring of customer-specific solutions. OpenScape Business will also get integrated into the Quick Sales configuration tool. Next to the regular license positions, a number of time-limited trial licenses are available. With the OpenScape Business activation period, formerly known as grace period, all license positions will be activated for 30 consecutive days or until a real license file is loaded into the system. The activation period is activated after the date and time is entered into the system via the web-based management. And after the 30-day runtime has expired, the license features will cease to work. The 90-day evaluation licenses provide an extended testing time and are ideally suited for the testing of more complex scenarios, such as a contact center solution or UC solutions. Evaluation licenses are available for the following features: the OpenScape Business Attendant, the OpenScape Business BLF, UC Smart, UC Suite, the UC Suite Contact Center for CTI evaluation. Evaluation licenses are available as orderable parts with an assigned price of €0. They are licensed like normal licenses via the central license server and can work in combination with unrestricted licenses. Each evaluation license can only be activated once per system.